Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming to the meeting to this informational session regarding Buhr Ice Arena improvements that we're planning on making. We will be applying for a 2023 Land and Water Conservation Grant, as well as a second round of Spark Grant to help provide funding and replace the chilling system and provide much needed accessibility improvements. The presentation and additional materials are available on our park planning website at www.a2gov.org/park planning. In today's meeting, so we'll do a quick round of introductions with some city staff we have here. I'll give a project overview of what we're trying to accomplish. I'll talk a little bit about the grants, one that we've applied for and two that are upcoming. And then we'll provide an opportunity at the end for any questions we might receive. So my name is Adam Furco. I'm a landscape architect and park planner. I'm here with the city. I will be the project manager for this project. Along with me today, we have Scott Spooner. He's the Park and Recreation Services Deputy Manager for Maintenance. We have Rosie Paul Donaldson. She's our land acquisition supervisor, and we have Michelle Bennett, a city communication engagement specialist. So a little bit about Buhr Ice Arena. So it's the only covered outdoor ice arena in the state of Michigan. It's kind of unique that it's an open air concept, which allowed us to have events and allow it open during the pandemic. So we saw a lot of increased usage throughout the COVID-19 pandemic. It functions as a gathering place and provides low-cost recreational opportunities during the winter season, which is normally November to February. Offerings include public ice skating, drop-in hockey, rentals, locker rooms, restrooms, and skate sharpening services. So to keep Buhr Ice Arena operational and valuable amenity for our community, we do need to have some mechanical upgrades and some accessibility improvements made. So first, I'd like to talk about the ice chiller. So a little bit of background, Buhr Ice Arena was first constructed in 1968. Kind of a major overhaul happened in 1991 and installed the chilling unit we have there today. We tore up the floor and rebuilt it in 2009. And so that's in good shape and we won't need to touch that. The existing chilling system, however, it was installed over 30 years ago, 1991, as I mentioned. It's an older system that is no longer used. The Environmental Protection Agency actually determined it's a contributor of greenhouse gas emissions and ozone depletion. New regulations from the EPA are actually phasing it out of existence. And that includes the chilling fluid, which is R22, which is what we're using, and it's becoming increasingly hard to find and expensive. What we're doing right now is purchasing this from other communities who've replaced their systems. So as the supply is decreasing, it is becoming hard to find and very expensive. In order to fix the problem, we have to replace our chiller, which is also an expensive endeavor. Estimates are around $800,000 to $1 million, which is why we need assistance from grants. While we're working on the chiller, we are in the middle of an ADA transition plan that Parks is doing. It's studying accessibility in all of our parks, nature areas, and facilities. We hope to have the final ADA transition plan later this year. But speaking to Buhr specifically, this project is going to rectify all identified ADA barriers to the ice arena. In addition, we met with the Center for Independent Living to discuss going above and beyond the ADA. So some additional accessibility items that we're looking or exploring to kind of put into effect are more accessible programming for the ice arena, such as sled hockey or ice dancing. There was a suggestion of maybe offering low sensory skate times, which has a lower music volume, smaller crowds, to make it more comfortable. Looking at seamless ice transition. What that includes is modifying the dasher boards, which goes around the rink. Right now, to get in where the door opens, you have to step over a ledge. So we could modify that so that it's seamless from the access route to the arena onto the ice. Looking at better wayfinding, so new signage, pavement markings, increased lighting to make it more accessible. And then inside the arena, looking for accessible seating options, whether that's movable, wider seats, something that makes that more accessible. We're also looking at providing a covered walkway between the building and the ice arena. So to help us pay for this, we've been looking at a few grant opportunities. We applied for a Spark grant, which is it's only happening this year and has to do with some COVID funding that the state received. We applied for the first round. We asked for $1 million, and then we would match that with $1 million. That included replacement of the chilling system, accessibility upgrades that we just talked about, replacing all of the dasher boards, putting in new ice arena accessories, and then replacing the rubber flooring that goes around the arena. Unfortunately, we just found out we did not receive that grant. There were 461 applicants and only 21 awarded. So our chances were a little bit lower as it was very competitive. We are going to resubmit that application this spring. So nothing will change. We're going to go after all of those things. But in addition, we're also going to apply this spring for a land and water conservation grant that has a lower awarding value. So what we're asking for is the max of 500,000, and we'll match that. As part of the grant, we'll look at replacing the chilling system and the accessibility upgrades that I talked about. But a future project, we'll look at replacing all of the dasher boards, the ice arena accessories, and the rubber flooring, which are all in okay shape. They don't need to be replaced at this moment, but they would want to be replaced future. So with that in mind, that was our presentation. Thank you for participating. If you have any questions or comments after viewing this webinar, please feel free to reach out to me at afurco@a2gov.org or by phone. My number is there, and I'm happy to take any questions or comments you have.